तू आजा गिद्ध विच नच लेनी काते में तू मैनू तकराई जांदी है मेरा भी नचने नू दिल करदा पता नहीं कादों मैनू संग अज आई जांदी है आजा सोहणीए तू आजा गिद्ध विच नच लेनी काते में तू मैनू तकराई जांदी है मेरा भी नचने नू दिल करदा पता नहीं कादों मैनू संग अज आई जांदी है हो आजा सोहणीए नी आजा गिद्ध विच नच लेनी काते में तू मैनू तकराई जांदी है
Hi guys, how you doing? I'm Foji and I'm with Asian World on Data Star, and my date today is Tina Vedi. How you doing?
Hi, Foji. I'm absolutely delighted to be here over my dinner date with I'm having a lovely samosa here.
There you go.
Now, just a few questions really, being your biggest fan really. I just wanted to know, what was your biggest musical inspiration?
Musical inspiration, okay. Growing up, I listened to so much from Surinder Kaur Honi, Manik Saab, Surinder Shindar, but the one person, even up till now, who I absolutely love is Gurdas Maan. I'm just like a mad fan of Gurdas Maan. So if I was on a Data Star, I would be the date for
You'd have
Gurdas
a
Maan
dinner
if I
date
possibly
with,
could. Yeah,
a
yeah.
dinner date with Gurdas Maan. That's
because his songs, all of his songs have got like there's either a meaning or there's something to them. You know, a little story, a little you know, a reason for why that song is sang, or there's a message in there, and that's what I try doing. And I really look up to him, like my Fashion Veshan song, the message at the end, ke baddiyan di izzat karo, and all that kind of thing, and believe in God. And even though the song was about guys and girls of today and what they do, but there's always that little message.
So there's always a message that you're trying to relay through your songs, I suppose.
Maybe not always. Like for example, Dafa Hoja probably wouldn't have a message in apart from
No.
Get Lost, right?
Yes.
But more of you know, I'd like to put a message in certain songs, and there was a message in that. Even in whatever, there's a little message at the end, even though it's about a bloke who does a bit of akadism. The message at the end is don't do that kind of thing. So I don't consciously put a message in every song I write, but I try to put some kind of reasoning in there or some kind of storyline in there.
So how did you come about all this music? I mean, how did your interest develop?
I started a Bhangra group called Nachda Sansar as a dancer, and then from a dance they heard me singing at my sister's wedding. I sang Gurdas Maan's Babul Tere Da Dil Kareti Hai Meri.
Wow.
Doli Tenu Kade Na Bathama. Sad song. And I actually made I made everybody cry, including the new brother-in-law at the time. And then I had to sort of stop and say, all right, I have to sing one to get everyone dancing. So I sang Sajid Binder Ki Dupatta Saath Rang Da. And that's when my friends actually heard me singing originally. And they says, well, you need to come into the group and not just do the dancing, you need to do Bolliyan. And that's when I went on to the Bolliyan. I used to write my own songs and stuff like that.
Now available on iTunes.
Fashion ਕਰਦੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਫਿਰਨ ਹਸੀਨਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕਾਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਤੰਗ ਤੰਗ ਜੀਨਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕਾਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਤੰਗ ਤੰਗ ਜੀਨਾ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕਾਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ.
So how long have you been doing this for? And I mean, how did you progress? Because obviously somebody who's got a musical talent would want to know how to get into the music industry, but it's really, really difficult. And obviously if you've got musical, if you're capable, if you've got this capability of singing, a lot of people are sort of stuck and think, well, how do I get into it? How did you do it?
It is hard. It's like, I actually, because I write my songs, I went to a few people, and there's guys out there who will just take you for a ride, money-wise, time-wise. Yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, but they actually don't do nothing. And I've been through all of that. And then eventually, I sort of recorded my own songs, just got the vocals, went to India, got the instrumentals done, came back, went into some Goryande studio and actually done the album.
So
and
did
the
you
songs
have
from there.
did you have music lessons? I mean, did you have vocals?
From going from the change from doing Bolliyan to actually singing in a studio, there's a major difference.
Yes.
And I originally went to a guy called Sunyat Wal, who I had lessons of, then also a guy called Surinder Khan. and a lady called Dawn, an English vocal coach. So that they were the lessons I had and still have. But there's a big transition, because you can do Bolia and you're not actually doing it to a certain key, you're just singing like
Yes,
crazy.
randomly, yes.
Whereas when you get in a studio and someone says, okay, there's your sword, sing to that.
Yes.
And then thinking, it
difficult.
throws you. And then because you record every single little thing, and then when you listen back to yourself, and even now sometimes I listen to myself and I'm like, oh, it makes me cringe. So there's a big transition from that to that. But, you know, I had my lessons. I got offered a contract, let's just say, from a record firm, but it wasn't right, kind of thing. And I'm glad that from 2001, 2002, when I was offered that, to 2007, 8, when I started work on my own thing, and 2009 was the first release, Born Dalga. I'm glad I had that time, because I learned a lot in that time. I learned everything, I think, about this industry and how it works. I didn't quite get to know the people within the industry as much as I know them now. But obviously that's all experience, right?
Yes.
But you know, I sort of went from there and done it all myself. The whole Foji album, whatever, Bambiri, all of that was released on my own label. I just opened my own label and just done it all myself.
Fantastic.
And touch wood, it worked out.
Picked
good
up
for
really
me.
well. Yes,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
your Bambiri. I remember the flash mob.
Because it
And
is
that was
hard,
something
because a
new
lot of
started.
youngsters out there who try doing this, and they'll throw something out there, but it doesn't quite work. So they've spent money, time, effort. They've got a bad experience from it, and they've lost out. And you know, a lot of people advise how they think it maybe should be done, but
Yes.
not the way it's being done. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
People have got an idea, but they don't know about it. So it is a quite an awkward thing to get into, to tell the God's honest truth. But
So,
I
enough
think
of your singing. What other talents do you have, Foji? Other than your singing, I'm sure that.
I don't. I don't think.
I know you danced. You danced with.
I dance. All these videos that I made are all my own ideas.
But you danced with a group, didn't you, before you came into music?
Yeah, Nights Us Inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a talent, really, isn't it, in
Yeah,
itself?
you could say that.
Yeah, I could say
I can
that.
dance.
Yes.
I dance.
You can cook.
All the
You can
video
cook.
ideas.
I saw your bronte
Do you see
making
my?
one. Yes.
That's genuine. I make
That
a
was
nice round roti if I have to,
brilliant.
right?
Fantastic.
I could. Yeah, I don't want to say it's a talent. I'm not an amazing cook, but I can cook a bit.
Not many men can make a bronte.
I can sew. There you
That's
go.
amazing.
Before I went into this stuff, my dad used to have factories, clothing factories. So you could give me a piece of kapda and a kenchi and a sewing machine, and I'll make you whatever I can cut, and I can use any sewing machine.
Well, that's really creative, isn't it? So I suppose that's your creative side coming into your music as well, isn't it?
I don't know. It's just what we grew up with. Was working in the factories. Do you know what I mean? Every time after school, we'd have to go to the factory and do packing and stuff.
ਸੁਣ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਵੇ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਸੁਣ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਵੇ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਸੁਣ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਪਉ ਰੋਜ਼ ਦਾ ਜੱਬ ਮਿਟਾਉਣਾ ਲੜਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਰੁੱਸ ਕੇ ਪੇਕੀ ਤੁਰ ਜਾਣਾ ਲੜਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੱਖਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਰੁੱਸ ਕੇ ਪੇਕੀ ਤੁਰ ਜਾਣਾ
ਸੋਹਣ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੋਹਣ ਬੱਲੀਏ
ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ
ਸੋਹਣ
ਸੁਣਦੀ।
ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਸੋਹਣ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਸੋਹਣ ਬੱਲੀਏ ਨੀ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਪਉ ਸਮਝਾ
ਚਾਹੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੁੜੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਸਮਝਾ
ਸ਼ੱਕ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ
So tell me, if you weren't singing, what would your chosen career be?
I really don't know. I'd be a wheeler dealer.
Really?
I've done everything. Like I says, I can sew. So when it comes to clothing, I can do whatever there. I've sold on digital, door to door. I've done double glazing sales. I've worked in phone shops and stuff like that. So
You've done various things.
yeah,
so you could
I'm a bit. And then I
master
used to
all
have a
trades.
cafe and a sandwich shop. And then I had a car audio shop where we used to fit loud bass.
Yes.
So I don't know, wheeler dealer, a bit of a del boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Foji, this has really intrigued me. Your name, Foji, is that your real name? I know it's not your real name, but where did that derive from?
Like I said, a lot of people think that's a stage name, but my nanny's father-in-law was a soldier, and Foji means soldier, right? And when I was born, someone come and said that, oh, he looks like Foji, as in my nanne Sora, and it stuck from there. So since I was a baby, my nickname has always been Foji.
All right, so that's not like your stage name.
No,
People know you as Foji.
A lot of people think it is. And
So-
I met with Shin once, and I was talking to Shin before we released anything, and I says to Shin that like, what should I go out as? You know, Gill, Mr. Gill, MS Gill, blah blah blah. And he goes, look, singers out there look for a gimmicky kind of name. He goes, you've naturally got one. He goes, Foji's your name, go with it.
That's amazing.
And that's what I've gone out with, Foji.
Brilliant.
And the funny thing is, I was doing this interview once at a radio station, and this guy from India phoned in, and you know these illegal guys and stuff. A lot of people here call them Foji.
Yes, they do. Yes.
And at one point they found it. Some do still find it offensive. Do you know what I mean? But this one guy phoned me up and he says, "Foji bhaji, thoda bahut bahut shukriya." I go, "What gada?" And he goes, "That you've named yourself Foji," and I was like, why thank you? Why is that a thank you thing? He goes, because people used to say Foji and look down at us. He goes, because of you, you're a singer, you're an artist, you're a boy from here.
So Foji's not a
We
bad
go
name
around
now, yes.
without Shakti and say, yes, Foji and what. So yeah, it's nice.
Okay, so now what about your future plans, Foji? What else have you got in the pipeline?
Future plans. Hopefully another 3 singles this year, if not more. I'm gonna try going for more. We've got some sad songs. We've got some dancing songs. Then next year, hopefully, an album's going to be coming out. I'm also, I don't know how far this is going to go, but I've got film ideas in my head.
Wow,
Because
fantastic.
one of the
Yes.
talents you said is like, you know, the
Yeah.
video ideas, they're all my own ideas, the ideas that come in my head.
They're really
So I've got
unique.
some-
I mean, your videos are really unique. I mean, the Minta song you have at the moment, the one that's in the charts, you have a cartoon.
A cartoon, yeah.
And that's really talked about. I mean, we're all talking about it, and it's really different to what other artists are doing at the moment.
That's what I mean. So I tried doing something different all the time when it comes to videos and stuff. But again, I got these film ideas in my head, so I'm sort of writing one now. I'm not saying I want to be an actor or anything like that kind of thing. I don't mind standing behind.
Yes.
Because with the Menta, I was behind the camera, then in front of the camera. I done all the choreography that day as well. And that was a busy day.
I saw the making of Minta.
Yeah.
And a lot of work went into it, didn't it?
And I was running around left, right, and centre trying to get that done. So again, with this film thing, I'm not saying I want to be an actor and be in front of the camera, but I've got these film ideas.
So are you
I'm
your own
talking to people
PR
now.
person and your own manager, and do you have somebody helping you? Or is it one-man band?
You could say that. I got my mama who helps me. He is my mama, but also my manager in that sense.
Sure.
Now I've been signed up with VIP Records in Scotland, so the new stuff that I'm releasing is coming out through them.
Yes.
But I initially started off as a 1/2-man band, literally.
So with you being a celeb and in the public eye, is there anything that you can do for the general public or the community at large for your benefit and theirs as well?
Well, I don't exactly look at it for my benefit, to tell the God's honest truth. In November, there was that young boy, Gaurav, who needed a stem cell. And I organised the street party on Soho Road. Within 10 days, managed to get the permission to use the library grounds. Got the permission, got about 14, 15 artists to come. And we had like a street melee, and we broke the record for the most amount of
So
registrations
you
at
were
any
behind
single
all
event.
that, were you?
Yeah,
Organising
I
it.
organised all of
You know,
that.
we didn't know. I wouldn't have
Again,
never
like I
known.
said, I'm not doing it to get
But you were able to do it. And
yeah, and
obviously
now
succeeded.
there's the Milla going on, so I'm trying to get that charity to delete blood cancer. So we've got a Milla this weekend coming. We've got them coming down. I'm trying to get people to volunteer and getting people to come out to do register.
So tell
as
me a
well.
bit more about Delete Cancer.
Delete Blood Cancer is it's a charity which registers people. So if like little Gaurav had blood cancer and he needed stem cells. So what the charity does, because they've got so many people registered, they might find a match which matches him.
Yes.
And they literally take the stem cells out of one person, and it's a donor, stem
Sure.
cell donor.
Yes.
And that's what these charities do. They all go on a central database. So there's a few charities doing it out there, and all the registrations go to a central database.
Do you think a
and
lot of our
it
people
can save lives?
are coming forward and volunteering, or do you think there's still this fear thing about us being messed about with, the bodies being interfered with, and
Yeah, no. With this Gaurav and Sunny, Gaurav's father, he's put a lot forward, and it's out there now a lot more than what it was. There's still that fear, because when I was doing it on Sarah, I was asking people to come in and it wasn't about corn dinner, it was just about a saliva sample. And yeah, there is a stigma, people are scared of it, but if you can explain it and educate people properly, and it's not just about this, there's so many other charities and stuff that you know, where we can help. And I feel lucky, and I feel a bit of sense of duty that I've got so many followers who like my stuff, and if I can just put the word out and it helps someone, you know what I mean, at the end I am where I am because of them people, do you know what I mean? So if I can, you know, give something back,
it's always
in that
good
way.
to put something back into the community. It's very rewarding. Yes.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਭਣਾ ਤੂੰ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਪਰਖ ਕੇ ਵੇਖ ਲੈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਗੱਭਰੂ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਭਣਾ ਤੂੰ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਵੇਖ ਲੈ ਪਰਖ ਕੇ ਵੇਖ ਲੈ 6 ਫੁੱਟੀਆ ਜਵਾਨ ਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੋਰ ਹੈ ਤੂਫਾਨ 6 ਫੁੱਟੀਆ ਜਵਾਨ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੋਰ ਹੈ ਤੂਫਾਨ ਆ ਜਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਵੇਖ ਲੈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਗੱਭਰੂ
So anything else? I mean, other plans that you have? You thinking of going to India? You're going to America?
Yeah,
maybe?
well, hopefully Canada and India. Obviously,
Yes.
India is always on the cards.
Yes.
So all the new releases and stuff we're going to be pushing towards.
Are you
India.
well known in India and in Canada?
I don't know.
You probably are.
I don't know. I get bookings and stuff. I don't know if I'm well known in that sense. You know, I think I actually underestimate how much I'm known here, because everyone says that, you know, you're a bit too naive to all of this.
Well, you're
but-
number one in the charts. You were number one. You were not number one for no reason.
No,
People
no.
liked your song, and you know they bought it. And
I think in Canada and India, people know the songs, but they don't know who Foji is. That's the thing. Whereas,
Yes.
because I'm here in the public face all the time, and on radio, on the television, papers, etc., people know this is Foji.
yes. Well, I keep in touch with you because I'm your number one favourite fan through
thank you.
Facebook. Yes, and I keep in touch with all of what you do. Your Bronte making, you know, I saw that, and obviously with your charity, I tapped into that as well. And now with Minta, I'm on Facebook with Minta as well, so I get a regular update as to what's happening with you. So there are ways to catch up with you, not Foji. There's no getting away. Yes.
No.
So it's been lovely talking to you.
The pleasure
lovely chatting
was
with
mine.
you. I think we have to eat our food now because it's getting very cold.
Let's go for it.
Let's dig into it, shall we?
So that was my data star with the gorgeous Tina Verdi. I want to say a big thank you to Asian World, and a big thank you to the restaurant here for the great food. Catch me on Facebook and Twitter at Foji Gill, or Instagram, Fojigram. Throw me your messages, and a big thank you to everybody out there for making me what I am. Thank you.